Hi everybody, Monica here, Hormones and Health. I'm so excited to be back again with another live today. We have a marathon, and so thank you guys for being here. If you're not here, I know you can listen again and post comments and questions. They're going to be answered. And today I have an amazing guest speaker from our show, Hormones and Health. And I wanted to introduce you to her so you can get a little taste of what we are actually going to be talking during this 10 days. So let's welcome Jenn Malecha. And Jenn, I would love for you to just introduce yourself, say things about yourself, what you do and how you help people.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on, Monica, and putting together this event to help people get more information about hormones, because as we know, as women, growing up, we don't get a lot of information about what's going on with our hormones and our health. And I know you're really passionate about this work like I am. In a nutshell, my name's Jenn Malecha. I'm the holistic health boss, and in the work that I do, I help busy health-minded professionals find the missing pieces of their health puzzle, like information about their hormones, so that they can actually fix whatever is going wrong with their health and get back to feeling like themselves again, feeling comfortable in their own body, losing weight, having more energy, just getting back to that place where we just know that we feel like ourselves. And so I do that by looking at all the different pieces of the health puzzle, using functional lab testing to help people find those missing pieces, and then also by helping them figure out what foods are right for their body so they can function at their potential, and also just learning how to tune into their body and give it exactly what it needs so that they can maintain the results that they've achieved, continue making progress, and feel like themselves for life, basically.
Beautiful. Yeah, and why I was so excited to have Jenn on the show is that, as you probably been already hearing from us, is that hormonal health is not something that's separate from the rest of your body. It's actually a part of your healthy system. And so we talk so much on the show, and you'll be listening to the interviews. So you'll learn that we talk so much about gut health, nutrition, how to properly exercise and use the body, how to enhance metabolic health, how to eat for us the way that actually is supporting our body and not fighting against our body. So I know that Jenn works with all those issues. Can you tell us a little bit about your approach and how you actually help your clients?
Yeah, well, like I said, I like to look at the whole body, not just one piece of the puzzle at a time, which is, some of the downfalls of our traditional approach to health and conventional medicine is that usually when you go to somebody to work on your hormones, for example, you go to an endocrinologist who is just specifically looking at the endocrine system, which is a system that houses all of our hormones and our glands that make hormones. And they may not be looking at the other pieces of the puzzle, like the detoxification system or the immune system, that all kind of interact together. So we know that the body is this complex network of different systems that all interact with each other. And so in the work that I do, I like to, usually do a couple of functional lab tests to look at these different pieces of the puzzle, to look at the hormone, immune, digestion, detoxification, energy, and nervous system, to see how all the systems of the body are working or not working together, to collect all of the clues, as much as information as possible, and then be able to utilize that information to guide recommendations, that are personal for diet and rest and exercise and stress reduction and supplementation and toxin removal. And it's so important to look at the whole body because of how it interacts within itself and within each other in these systems. And a lot of times when we're just focusing on one specific area, we're missing all these other opportunities to improve that area, actually. And I think, thyroid is a really good example of that from a hormone standpoint. A lot of people that I work with have thyroid issues that they either know about or that they don't know about. But when we look at something like a thyroid issue, like low thyroid hormone, for example, we have to ask the question, well, why is that like that in the first place? Your body just doesn't wake up one day and decide to have low thyroid hormone. There's other things that are affecting and creating that circumstance, right? So things like, we convert a lot of our thyroid hormone in the liver tissue or in the intestinal tissue. So looking at those other systems of the body to go, okay, what's happening here that is like, affecting our ability to convert thyroid hormone and have healthy thyroid hormone levels, or looking at the digestive system and seeing, well, how are we even absorbing nutrients in order to produce hormone and create hormone to get the nutrients that are needed for those functions to actually take place. So that's where I step in, to help people find those missing pieces so that they can actually fix whatever's going on wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, wonderful. I mean, I love your approach, like putting the puzzle together. That really excites me, that, you're really expanding horizons. And the other point, and we've been talking about it today as well, is that we live in this culture where we actually always, a lot of us push ourselves to the limit. And it's all about, exercise more, eat less, just get on the diet. You can do it. You can make it. And I know you have a story about it yourself. And we also talk a lot about it on the interview. What is your take? What is happening? What is happening with our body when we get into that achiever mode and just push?
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing, because that's what we've been conditioned to think, that like the answers to everything is diet and exercise. And so a lot of people will be like, they'll be yo-yo dieting or depleting themselves with a diet, trying to achieve weight loss. And at the same time, then they're doing intense exercise. And when we have these underlying like hormone imbalances or nutrient deficiencies that are going on, then things like intense exercise can actually lead to a more depleted state, which then has a domino effect on our hormones. And this is so typical for so many women, and definitely was my case a long time ago as well too, right? So, think about, I bet a lot of women here can relate to this, that especially in your single days, but even maybe now, if you have a partner in your life, is, working a long work week and coming home and having a glass of wine, or on Friday going out to happy hour, and then maybe that glass of wine leads to a couple glasses of wine, and then you end up eating some cheese and some crackers and maybe some other foods that aren't so great for you. You end up staying up late, later than usual. And so, the typical like response to that the next morning is you kind of want to beat yourself up about it for the things that you ate and drank. So you go to the gym and you work out, super hard to like burn it off, right? That's what I used to do. But the reality of that situation is that, when we've had a really stressful like work week or very busy work week, that can actually impact our hormone stability and balance first and foremost. And then when we pile on things like alcohol or like inflammatory foods or foods that aren't right for our body, that can create even more stress and inflammation in the body. And then when we stay up late, that can create even more stress and inflammation in the body. So we get these compounding factors that are creating stress and inflammation in the body, which basically depletes us. And yet we've been told that the answer to all of this is this intense exercise. So then we go to the gym and we work out intensely in this already depleted state. And this is where a lot of people will find themselves in a space where then they're like, well, I'm dieting and exercising, but I'm putting on weight, or I'm not losing weight, or then the hormone imbalances start to become more apparent to them. And that's because we're just kind of like running our body into the ground, instead of like having this understanding of how all these things impact our body and then making conscious choices from that place. So I have learned this lesson, and I do love myself a glass of wine, but if I end up having a glass of wine, I'm more conscious about what foods that I'm eating or what time that I go to bed, so I don't add insult to injury necessarily, like, deplete my body even more. And even if I do like to end up staying late or maybe eat something that wasn't the best thing for me, the next morning I can make a different choice when it comes to exercise. Like, I don't go lift heavy weights. I'll generally choose to do like, something that's lower intensity, like a walk or yoga, something that's going to be replenishing for my body.
Yes, beautiful. I mean, I love that you bring that balance, and actually, we don't have to push ourselves. I want everybody to get that message. It's actually working against you. And so thank you so much for, giving us more of an insight of how this whole process works. So Jenn, I would love to hear how people can get in touch with you. How can they learn more from you? what to get your offerings. So tell us about that.
Yeah, well, for one, I hope that they come to the event that you're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Check out my talk because we shared so much great information in there, and I have a couple little freebie things that we're giving away to help people like dive deeper into the things that we talk about there and kind of help you with some of the stuff that we just briefly mentioned right now. So that is a great way to get started and interact with me in a way. And then also, as I mentioned, I'm the Holistic Health Boss. That is my brand. I'm really active on Instagram as the Holistic Health Boss, and holistic is with a W, so it's WH, just like Whole Foods. That's also my website, holistichealthboss.com, and you can also find me on Facebook at Holistic Health Boss as well.
Yes, we're going to put it right in the comments for everybody. So Jenn, wow, thank you so much for coming in, just giving us a little sneak peek of the interview. And like she said, we're going to be expanding on those topics in the interview. So obviously it's a must watch. And what I want to offer to you guys, for if you're watching this little live, comment and tell me, and I'm going to send you Jenn's interview so you can just watch it ahead of time and get all the goodies and Jenn's gifts. So this is my special gift for you for coming on. And so just comment or email me because you have my email. And if you don't, you probably haven't signed up yet for the summit. So I am going to plug in the website where you can go and join us because it's free and it is extremely valuable. You're going to be loaded with tons of incredibly valuable information that your doctor is not talking to you about. And also, if you just want to take this link and share with your friends, with your family, with anybody who may be struggling and needing, an extra motivation and extra information that they're not getting, share this with them. And just be generous because that's what we're doing here. So thank you again, Jenn. It was a pleasure to have you and see you again. And I cannot wait for your interview to air very soon. And thanks everybody for coming on and participating in the show. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Awesome.